Hello everyone, hi, how are you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode reaction to Cowboy Bebop. That's right, my name is Matt. Hello, what's up? So, last time with Cowboy Bebop, what happened? We got one of the best episodes of the show with Speak Like a Child. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. It was a great, adventure in order to find this, ancient artifact, which was a beta player, and the gang went all the way to the ruins of Japan in order to find it, and it was pretty great. But more importantly, at the end we got a very grounded and real and human view into what child Faye was like, and a message that she had for future Faye, and it was just fantastic. It made me very, very emotional. So I'm just a big fan of that episode. It was great. But today we're starting a new episode, and I don't know what is ahead of me, but let's just go and see it. Patreon, check out the Patreon, link in the description below, pop up on screen. You can support the channel, get the next 2 episode reactions early, and we're getting ready to start. So, Cowboy Bebop episode 19. Let's go. Is he hitching a ride? Man, how did we get into this situation?
Late, Doohan.
Yes!
Oh.
Yes!
Where the hell's Doohan?
I'm afraid he's a busy old man at the moment. I'm Miles, his assistant. Being a Blue Sox fan over the years, I tell you, it's like I'm falling in love with the wrong woman over and over.
Just having this weird emotional attachment to something. Oof. He's on fire.
Hey.
He's literally on fire.
He's trying to fix up that old ancient relic?
I think it's useless.
Okay, this might be an episode about the idea of you're not able to give up on something that you have an emotional attachment to. Is that like a spaceship? For us, a spaceship?
It's a good-looking machine. Transferring wealth from the fortunate to the unfortunate can be very fulfilling.
Hey, look out, Faye!
Yeah, they hacked the thing. Oh, it's
I didn't do anything!
It's a big one.
I see it. Man,
Ed.
what a piece of crap.
That's funny.
Monosystem malfunction.
That makes sense. They all fell to these fucking pirates. But it makes no sense for Edward to lose the hacking battle, but Ein just fucked them over. That makes sense. Oh, this was his ship? I think that's the same one.
What? But it's too noisy and the vibrations.
Don't you get it? The silencer would only mask the underlying problems.
Nowadays, a 3/8 pneumatic tube isn't in style anymore. What do you say we go with a 5.0 and update this relic? We can even kick it into freestyle with full auto navigation.
Oh.
You either work for this machine or it works for you. Make up your mind.
I was just trying to...
Just go.
He said he was working on some kind of bacteria or something.
No, it's a virus, Faye. A computer virus.
Oh my god, Faye.
It's the same thing.
No.
The computer's kaput and we're drifting through space towards certain oblivion.
Okay. God, I love Ed's voice actress. She's so good.
Where did you get it from, huh?
You say a truck?
Oh.
A delivery truck.
Uh-huh.
Don't get yourself harpooned.
Mm.
And
That's
Anything
it?
else?
They call this ship a worthless piece of crap.
I like that he's upset that they called the people a piece of shit. I also think it's funny that they did, because they're talking about oh, we're the needy, we're taking things from the people that have shit, and then the people shows up and they're like, wow, that's a piece of shit. Like we were doing bad, but looking at this ship and I'm like, man, that's sad. Oh, look at this 3D. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's really weird. Look at this 90s CG.
I'm sure it was a purple penguin.
Oh no.
It might be a real delivery.
Yes.
We've got to figure out if they're legit or not.
Oh wait.
That's easy. We just shoot and see who hightails it out of there.
this is the
What
first
the
time
fuck?
I agree with you on
Oh
that.
my god. They're taking the Jotaro approach. We're just shooting mailmen now. The Jotaro approach works out again. Just beat the shit out of all of them.
Forgive us, please.
We'll pay the parking ticket, I promise.
Okay, they weren't real. That's actually just A courier service.
Hey, keep him out.
God, that's just so weird.
I know.
Oh, he's listening it in. Oh, here comes the music. Let's go. Okay.
I think he's going after the arm.
Makes sense. Oh, that's... What the fuck? Oh!
Persistent little devil.
That hit him. And now what?
Cut the mono system.
I did! Looks like the idiot cut off his mono system, Harmon.
Hey, George, look at this.
And he's in the Earth's gravitational field.
But he has an archaic system that works.
Oh man, listen here. This sounds pretty bad.
We're falling. Falling!
This voice acting. They're all falling.
And I just overhauled this thing.
Did it just explode? Oh boy. Damn it. Oh, he tanked it.
Go get me some fuel.
Yes, sir.
Are they gonna use this ship? The ancient ship?
Plunging in at this angle, both the Bebop and the Swordfish will burn to nothing.
Oh boy. Oh boy, this is pretty bad.
Got some whiskey hidden behind the fridge. Why don't you help yourself, bud? The fuel tanks are empty. There's nothing I can do now.
How about I rendezvous and tow you back in exchange for the whiskey?
Let's go.
How the hell did you...
How the hell was your cigarette sitting in your mouth? Okay, let's go. Oh, I want to see this. This is cool. Yes, it's an our era ship, Columbia. Oh man, this is cool. Seems this like our era tech in the future.
You have to maintain the ship in a certain angle. Too far in either direction and you'll be thrown out to the other end of the universe.
Like I said before, I'm not the delicate, cautious type.
Oh boy.
I didn't give you the Swordfish for nothing, you know.
He believes in you. Let's go.
Blue Sox fans never leave the game early.
This kid. Let's go. Yosha! Iguze! I just realized I'm not watching this episode of full screen. I literally just realized. Oh my god. He's using the thing he picked up earlier to draw on the glass. Oh my god.
You're in too deep, Spike. You'll burn to a crisp. This is your last chance.
Oh my god. Yeah, he's wrecking the fuck out of that ship. Yeah. Picked him up. Oh my god.
Doohan, you saved my ass.
Holy shit.
Most of the heat-resistant tiles have peeled off.
And now we're in another coffin. Oh my god.
Oh well. Whatever happens, happens.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. They crash landed. Who took the picture? Literally, who took the picture? Alright, that's it. I hear like a fly or like some kind of wasp. It's big. What the fuck? How did I get it in my room? It's all closed. Okay, fooling people. Thank you for joining in. I don't know for how long that thing has been flying around. I am worried. Maybe you heard it before. I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here and see if I can kill it. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you guys next time on the video to hear my thoughts. Bye! Okay, so I'm not sure how much you saw or heard, for that matter, during the reaction that you just watched and right at the end. But B sneaked into my room somehow. So I'm recording this like a day later, by the way, because like that, the whole thing threw me off. So a bee showed up and he was just flying around my room, and my room is very small. You can't really tell very well from like this camera, but like it's very small. I don't have a lot of room to move around, and that bee was terrifying me. I also have a slight phobia of bees. It's not as bad as my arachnophobia, but like when I was like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, like something, maybe it wasn't a bee, maybe it was like a wasp. But something stung me like right here in my throat when I was like 7 years old, when I was just hanging out outside with like a couple like family members. And like, because it stung me right in the throat, I couldn't breathe or talk. So I was literally just like dying in the middle of the street in front of like people, and they couldn't tell what was going on with me. And like they didn't take me seriously almost. and it was just literally dying. So that like put a phobia in me. And I know that bees are not the same thing as wasps. I don't give a shit. But yes, that bee terrified me. And like I had like a mini boss fight. I put on my fucking hoodie and I just came in here like fucking Chernobyl, and I just opened that window and I was hoping that it would go away, and it did. It did leave the room. This has nothing to do with the episode, by the way. And like it managed to leave. I chased it out. Perfect. And then I was like, okay, that's taken care of. I don't know where the fuck that bee came from. There is like a very tiny hole in my ceiling that we haven't fixed yet, so maybe from there, but that's like really tiny and it's the fucking ceiling. So I'm like maybe there, but that's like a very low chance. Somehow maybe came through a crevice on the fucking window, through like a seam or something. I have no idea. The point is, I was like, okay, that's taken care of. I'm gonna go back and maybe I'll record this Cowboy Bebop like review. I couldn't do that because 5 minutes later, I hear the buzzing again, and a bee is flying around the room once more. So once again, I just run in and I open the window and it escapes. And then I closed it all again. And I'm like, how is this happening? So at that point, I became terrified. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to work now. I'm going to wait it out and see what happens. And it was mostly okay after that. But like 4 hours later, I'm literally just chilling with like my headphones on. And I take them off and I hear the buzzing again. 4 hours later, there's a third bee, like right there in the like between the curtain and the window, but inside. So I'm like, I've had enough, and like, so I just literally just grabbed like something that I had around here that was like physical, and I just smashed it, but because it was kind of stuck between the window and the curtain, so I just fucking smashed it. Okay, cool. That bee is dead, and I look through the window outside and I see there's another one outside the window. So I was like, that one saw me commit murder. That one's gonna come back for revenge. Anyway, I grabbed the body and just fucking flushed it down the toilet. Just fucking make it disappear, make it go away, so no one can tell that I committed a crime. Anyway, that fucked me up. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to sleep now because I haven't slept in a bit. I'm gonna go to sleep now, and a horde of bees are gonna come in and kill me while I'm sleeping, and I'm terrified of that. Anyway, so that's what happened since yesterday, and that's why I'm recording this like way later. But anyway, let's talk about Cowboy Bebop. Okay, so this episode. Okay, so the thing that I've been thinking about a lot that like stuck out to me the most about this episode is probably just like the idea of like there are some things that you just like can't give up. And a little bit of that was lost like near the end of the episode, but like at the very beginning, at least, that's what it made me think. You know, you have Miles and he's like so passionate about his team, but like they keep losing, but he doesn't care. He's still passionate about his team. Spike is still driving the what's the name of the fucking, it's not the Hammerhead, that's Jet's one. God, the ship that Spike has, the red ship, I forgot its name, sorry, but he can't give up on that ship. Like, they've been gone through a lot, and he's like, yep, it's like same old ship, not buying another one. And like, even they went to this guy, and I remember there was a scene where him and Miles were talking about fixing the Spike's ship, the red ship, which was originally Duhan's. So there's a story there, but they're talking about it, and Miles said like, oh yeah, we could replace this and we could like put this new system and stuff, and Duhan was like, no, shut up, like we're not doing that. And it's like, why not? And it's like, like they don't go into it too hard, but it's like, no, it's like, this is the ship, this is what it is, and this is what it's going to be. Like, we're not changing that, all of that, because we're not seeking to change like what it is in its essence. We're only seeking to like maintain its like original charm in a way. It's like almost like a ship of Theseus kind of thing, of like you can change all of these parts, but like at some point it ceases to be the original thing that you had, that you were working with. It's not quite the same deal, but it's kind of similar, of like, we're gonna make sure that this continues to be their ship. Like, we're not gonna make it something new. And I like that because not only Spike has attachment to the ship, but I can tell that Duhan does as well. And also there's a reason why he gave Spike the ship, you know, like there's a story there that we don't really know about how it came to happen, but it did. And that's kind of cool. It's cool to see a character that has some kind of like impact in our main cast's lives from the past, but we don't really know how. We don't really know what happened or how they met or anything, and I feel like they're probably not going to tell me, and that's fine, because this is one of those things where it's like, it's not really relevant. It's just like something that you can infer. They kind of tell you, and you just kind of like, oh, something like this was happening. You kind of fill in the blanks in your mind, and that's cool. I really like the whole sequence near the end. Basically the struggle of this episode. So originally the team was gonna ambush this pirate group, so Faye was waiting in for them, so was Jet. But then Faye and Jet were hacked. It's weird that they're hacking people through like this anchor thing. It's not like a missile, it's not wireless, it's literally just like an anchor, like a harpoon, and if that hits you, they can hack you. That's weird. That's really weird. It's not so much hacking as it is like a computer virus. Hacking is different from a computer virus. Like, hacking involves like actively doing something. A computer virus is literally something that they just drop on you and then you just fucking get fucked. But the most fun part about that is that they hacked Faye, and then Faye shot Jet, and then they hacked the Bebop, and Ed in the Bebop was like fighting back. Ed was doing something, was doing some hacking, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, Ed should be able to stop this from like actually affecting the Bebop. And then I just comes in and just presses a button on the keyboard, and then Ed is like, fucking goddamn it. So that's funny. Like, it's funny. It solves like that little like plot thing, like, because the plot needs to go into the direction of like, well, the Bebop is fucked. How does the Bebop get fucked? He got a computer virus. Isn't Ed like the best hacker in the universe? Like, how can Ed not stop that? And the answer is because the dog fucked up. The dog just fucked us. Okay, sure, I believe that. That's perfect, actually. I'm down for that. But that whole sequence at the end is Spike is the only one that can actually do something with his new, like, just fixed ship. And he is going in, and he's dodging all these harpoons, and it's perfect until he gets hit. But before he gets hit, I think he deflected one that hit the other guys, the pirates as well. And then they all... So, I think Spike disabled his like computer system, his OS on a ship, which means that he didn't have any like automatic like anything going on in it. It was just manual moving, and then he ran out of fuel. Pirates then, I think they hit like some like meteorites or rocks or whatever that are orbiting around the Earth, because they explained before that I think the moon exploded, and then the Earth had like this like giant circle of asteroids just around it, and they just periodically fall. And I think that's what's going on with her right now. And I think they just hit one of those, and they just fucking died and exploded. Spike, on the other hand, ran out of fuel, and his ship is taking a lot of damage, and he is inside Earth's gravitational pull. So Jet is like, okay, we're gonna get you out, buddy. But then it's like, well, I can get to you in like 7 hours. Like, that's when our trajectory is finally gonna meet. And Spike is like, what? And then fuel runs out, and I like that Spike was like, hey Jet, there's like some I don't know what he said, like some vintage whiskey or something, some drinks that I saved there in the fridge. Why don't you help yourself out? Why don't you go and help yourself one of those? And Jet is like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm about to die. So, you know, just go and do whatever, man. Like, it's done. Like, he just starts smoking inside the fucking cockpit. And then my man Duhan comes in with the clutch, because Miles was listening in to the whole radio, because he was in the same, like, wavelength as it was the game that he was listening on. So Duhan is like, I'm gonna save you, you just give me the drinks. So this fucking old man and Miles come on in, and they showed earlier in the episode that the old man was working on something, and you can kind of see what it was. But the old man was working on a space shuttle, like our era space shuttle. So he was working on restoring that and making sure it worked, which again is the idea of like working on something that's vintage, working on something that is from the past that you just can't let go. It's just something that like for some reason like strikes you and you have some kind of connection to it, and it's like, no, I'm gonna do this. Like there's like many better things that I could be doing right now. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do this one thing because that's what I care about. So this old man fucking made the space shuttle work, and they're like, all right, let's go, let's do it, Miles. And Miles helps out. Like, I think it was towing the fucking ship with a tank or something, and then they all strap in. And it's like, all right, we're going to go to space. And then they just fucking go. And then Spike, like, deaccelerates, breaking, like, a wing off of, like, a plate or something that the shuttle expelled. And then, like, falls inside of, like, the space shuttle, like, the compartment that it had. And breaks its other wing in the process. And it just, like, goes in. It just goes in and it's like, perfect, we got you. Like, somehow they fucking got Spike inside the fucking shuttle. I can't fucking believe that shit worked. Like, that was like the dire situation ever. And Spike is like, oh my fucking god, you saved my ass. And then they go like, actually, we're gonna fucking crash again. Like, our fucking plates are fucked. I don't know what we're gonna be doing here. And Miles and fucking Duhan are just freaking the fuck out. And Spike is like, all right, whatever happens, happens. And I will say that, like, that is something that I mentioned before, like, several episodes ago. I mentioned before that, like, I said whatever happens, happens. And I was thinking, oh, I feel like I've seen, like, a screenshot of that, maybe, like, a friend of mine had, like, a profile picture or something of Spike saying that. And it was from this episode, actually. I remember the picture. It was like dark, and I think it's when he's inside the cockpit, and I think he's inside the shuttle after he was rescued, and he's smoking, and he's like, well, whatever happens, happens. Like, he has like this like face of like, I don't know if I'm gonna die or not, but like, I don't care. It's all good, man. And like, that's what I saw. And in my mind, like, I thought about like, maybe that's what he says in the final episode, like right before he fucking dies. No, it was in this episode, and it doesn't really matter, and that's good. I like that. So I enjoy that part of his character, that attitude, and I'm glad I finally got the context for that screenshot that I saw. Like, I keep seeing context for screenshots that I saw. I haven't seen the context for the I love the kind of woman that could kick my ass yet. I like that screenshot. It's a good one. I want to see the context for that one. I've seen the context of, do I look like I have money? That's a good one. I like that one. That one's pretty good. But yeah, anyway, I'm getting super sidetracked. There was like an interesting amount of like CG in this episode. Like 3D, like computer 3D models of this like station or something, just flying and spinning around, and that was weird. It was very weird to see. Like, I understand that sometimes you just kind of have to do that, but like, I wonder if that was like cheaper or more expensive to do. Because nowadays, if you did that, you would be like, oh, that's mega cheap. Like, that's so fucking dumb looking, and it's super easy to do. And if you had to draw that in 2D and animate it, it would take so much more effort. Like, that's something about animation that it's very interesting about animation nowadays, because actually doing 2D animation, it's very expensive and it takes a lot of work, which is why a lot of things are just 3D now, like in animation as well as like games and stuff. Like, there's a lot of 3D animation that just replace 2D because it's easier to animate in 3D. It's easier to just make a model and then just say, model, move like this, and then the model just moves, instead of drawing each frame of something moving. But this was 1998, and I'm thinking, like, maybe it was actually more expensive to animate this 3D, like, station or something just spinning for like a couple seconds. Maybe doing that was actually difficult and costly. I don't know, actually, though. I don't know. That's a fun thing that I would like to know, actually. In the 90s, was it easier and cheaper to draw 2D animation or to just make a 3D model and animate it? That's an interesting question. Like, I wonder what it was like back in the day. Because also when 3D was starting to become a thing, people were just hyped for it. People really liked this 3D animation stuff. Even if it looked like shit, the fact that you were looking at a show or a movie or whatever and something was moving in 3D, you were like, whoa, that looks like otherworldly. That looks special. That's crazy. Like, for example, I remember watching Digimon Adventure, like, when I was a kid. That was like probably my favorite show when I was a kid. Digimon Adventure is like fully 2D until you see Agumon or Gabumon evolve into the Mega Evolutions. And that animation is fucking 3D as fuck. And you see that and it's like, holy shit, what? If you look at it now, it doesn't look too good. It looks kind of shit. And you would prefer if it was 2D. But at the time, I remember watching that and my mind was blown. I was like, holy shit, that looks so cool. It's so special. Like, it's so unique, you know? Thinking about it now, I think they also did it for the Ultimate Evolutions. And I think they did it too for Pale Dramon, as well as Imperial Dramon. I think they did it too for Gallantmon and Mega Gargomon in Tamers. But they didn't do it for Sakuyamon. But that's fine, because Sakuyamon looks awesome in animation, actually. If Sakuyamon had been a 3D model, it wouldn't look good. But the fact that they took the time to do like a very cool 2D animated sequence for Sakuyamon, what the fuck am I talking about? This is a Cowboy Bebop episode. Just Google like Sakuyamon Digimon Tamers Evolution. It looks cool. Trust me, she's cool. That's just a question I had about 2D versus 3D animation and what it was like back then. Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about. I'm kind of just stretching for time here. I'm just gonna get out. I'm just gonna go. I have to order some food. I also need to cook food. It's getting late. I'm tired. I'm worried the bees are gonna come back and end my life. I'm just gonna go. I'm also like a little bit sick. You can tell my nose is congested. I'm just gonna go. Okay, thank you so much for watching this episode reaction to Cowboy Bebop. And alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this episode reaction to Cowboy Bebop. I'm repeating myself. If you would like to see the next 2 episode reactions, you can already do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below. Social media, also the cool stuff I do. See you guys next time. Take care everybody. Bye bye. Did you leave? I think he left. I think we won the battle. I think the battle has been won. Holy shit. I was not expecting that. I put on my hoodie because I was like scared of it like stinging me or whatever. It was fucking massive, dude. It was giant. I think he came back in.